speechless.
They all, again, this church would be so amazed to see how a group comes together and works together out there. But I think if you're hearing anything, you're hearing the what we keep referencing on discipleship and encouraging the believer. That was, the Lord just kept impressing that on each one of us there, that we were to encourage them. And like Jimmy said, there's a lot of new believers there. It's absolutely amazing that you have a mission-minded church here, and you send people, help send people, and pray for people out there, and you see the Lord already opening hearts there. And just when you get there, there's almost like a sigh of relief for them to say, you're here. You know, there's help. It's not like a church on every corner there. It's not like a service Sunday morning, Sunday night, and Wednesday night. Just having a little bit of help and having other believers come around you and help share the ministry with you is just a great encouragement. I mean, you can think, every one of you, when you're in a situation in your life and you feel like you're alone, or that there's only just a few of you, and then the Lord sends somebody your way to speak that encouraging word, or to share that load with you, or to take on that task with you. And there in Belgrade, I felt like this year that's what we were doing, is to come alongside of them and help them minister. We were able to help them accomplish some goals for Vacation Bible School, just like we have goals here. We were able to help them in their outreach ahead of time by going out to neighborhoods, door to door, streets that they weren't able to cover. And to have that experience of going door to door in Montana, in that area where they really don't have a use for God, most of them. And several times I have the doors shut, you know, and a lot of times I'm thinking you just want to sell them something, and you just want to give them information and tell them. So things that we just take for granted here. Absolutely amazing. Morgan told you that we got to teach first grade. How awesome was it that it was Boomerang Express? Okay, the Lord even worked that out, because we all knew the music, and they were so encouraged that this group would go in and already doing the motions to the music and singing the words. And the kids were so, they'd get so pumped up by that. Just, there's so many ways that the Lord prepared us in that. And to see, like they've all said, to see ones that have made professions of faith and they're still plugged in, still growing in the Lord. The little girl that Lana referred to, she made a profession of faith the first year we were there, first year that we did softball. That child was asking questions out of Revelation. That child's growing. It's amazing to be a small part of what God's doing. Softball, we were able to do the younger girls. The older girls had a tournament going on, so we were able to spend more time with the younger ones. And yes, like Morgan said, you're teaching fundamentals, but the whole time you're sharing with them and building relationships about the Lord, and looking for every opportunity for the door to be open to just love on them and share stories about Christ, and to see something that you tell them that we talk about all the time. And to see it, the look that they give you, like, that's the first time I've ever heard that. You know, that's so amazing. It's like watching a child walk for the first time. You get to share that, and, you know, it may not be a big significance, but you were a part of that by sending us not only those salvations, which a lot of people will get hung up on trying to see how many were saved, but it's also how many were encouraged to continue in their walk, how many will make decisions to go into ministry, how many other things that we'll never be able to put a number on. And we were grateful to be a part of that. And it's just amazing that we wish every one of you could be there. So when we take all these pictures to show you, it's because we want you to be there and be able to see these things. So thank you again. Thank you for your heart for the Lord. Thank you for your prayers. And the whole time that we were there, we would share stories about people from our church, people that we knew they would want to meet. And let me say one other thing. I know Jimmy should have told me brief. It was amazing to go to Billings, to go to the church that Heath is serving as a missionary at, and to be a part of where Brother JD, and some of the other ones had already been before on a mission trip, and to be able to take pictures there. There's already a relationship there, and to go back and check on them, and just to see that it's still growing, it's still thriving, it's still ministering in that community. We take things for granted here, but in Montana, where that is not on every corner, and you go and you see a thriving church, that's all the glory to the Lord, and to be able to encourage Heath while he's there. So you went with us, and we're glad to be back among the family.